Peace, Web3 Explorers. I'm Q, your captain on this mission to explore Web3. But before we can get into what Web3 is, we should understand what Web1 was and where we are right now in Web2. So let's embark on a voyage through the evolution of the internet. First up, Web1. This was the read-only era. Think of it like a library. Websites were static, like reading a digital book. The defining characteristic of Web1 was that it was read-only. This means that while we could read or consume the content, we really couldn't interact with it or change it. It's kind of like watching a TV show and you can see and hear what's happening, but you can't participate or affect the storyline. Websites were largely static, meaning the content didn't change unless the person who created the site decided to update it. Now you might remember this from the GeoCities era where each page was like a fixed digital poster. Or with Yahoo, you could look up websites and find information, but you couldn't leave comments or post your own links. And if you're a little bit older, you might remember AOL. You could receive emails and play games, but you couldn't share your own content or customize your user experience very much. Shout out to my dad who had us on the internet early on. I was playing Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego on Prodigy dial-up. So in Web1, we were mostly spectators in the digital world. Information was there to consume, but we couldn't interact with it much. Next stop, Web2, or the read-write phase of the internet. It was a big leap forward. It was like going from being a viewer to a participant. So from watching Star Trek on TV to participating in a holodeck simulation, one of my ultimate dreams. We could now interact with websites, share our thoughts and ideas, and contribute our own content. Websites became dynamic, interactive, and social media platforms like Facebook and MySpace emerged. Shout out to my mom who once called me and said she needed my help with something on her MySpace book. I love you, Mom. This phase was the dawn of user-generated content. If Web1 was a library, Web2 is a conversation. In Web2, we began to interact, share, and contribute. Websites transformed from static pages to dynamic interactive platforms. Do you remember creating your very first profile on Facebook? Depending on your age, you might even remember customizing your MySpace page with your favorite song. Or perhaps you recall editing a Wikipedia page for a school project. These are all examples of Web2 websites. Facebook and MySpace were like digital hangouts where you could chat with friends, share photos, express personalities. Wikipedia, on the other hand, is like a massive, never-ending digital encyclopedia that anyone can contribute to. The defining feature of all of these websites is that they're driven by user-generated content. That means the information, the discussions, and even the sites look and feel were all created by website users like you and me. If we think of Web1 as a digital library, Web2 was more like a lively discussion in the global classroom. The power to create and change content was no longer limited to website owners. Everyone could have a voice and contribute to the conversation. This was truly a revolutionary change. Right now, we're in a transitional period. Web2 is still prevalent, and a lot of folks online have no clue what Web3 even is. But that's why you're here learning and exploring. You're already ahead of the curve by diving into Web3, which is the read, write, own era. It is like being given command of your very own starship. In Web3, we're not just consumers or contributors. We're also owners. We can create, interact with, and own our own digital content. With the advent of blockchain technology and digital assets like NFTs, we now have the ability to truly own and monetize our digital presence. Web3 is decentralized, democratic, and driven by us. Now, if you have no clue about blockchain, NFTs, or what I just said, just hang tight. We're going to explore this new frontier together in our upcoming videos. But remember, in Web3, we're not just spectators, we're contributors. We're also pioneers and explorers, and most importantly, owners. So stay tuned to learn more about how this exciting new phase of the internet will change the way we interact with the digital world. So that's it for this video. Now, if you found this video informative and can't wait to learn more about the uncharted galaxy that is Web3, don't forget to subscribe to my new channel. We're diving deep into Web3 and we're going to explore its intricacies and see how it's reshaping our digital lives. So, if you're a creator or entrepreneur or both, join me as we continue to chart the unexplored possibilities of this new era. The future is ours to create. So, let's boldly go where no one has gone before. I'll see y'all soon. Live long and prosper.